Dollar, dollar, dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack and flip for my foes. Dollar, 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 dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar, 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 dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yup, what's good, original crew, man? We're back. We got a new Patrick CC. Why Cody Ko can't escape this controversy. I do know about this controversy a little bit. I don't know the details in depth, but every week is something. Every week is something nowadays, and you just gotta let it play out. And I don't know. I don't put a lot of effort and energy into trying to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I think sometimes it's just too much, man. Sometimes in life you got to stay your course. Deviating and you know, sometimes can get you off your own course.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying trying to like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying. I don't even know what's going on, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I hear what you're saying, but I'm like, okay, yeah.
Oh, like I'm just saying, like personally, I don't try to overconsume with all so much negativity and let it distract you from like your own course in life.
I get what you're saying. Like I said,
that's all.
Yeah.
But hey, let's go ahead and get into it. C don't know too much about the situation. This situation screams guilty. Personally, me myself, that's what I think from what I've seen. That's why I like both individuals have mentioned him. I just don't understand why it's now just coming to light. That's the only thing.
Let me.
All right. I got you. Make sure you check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go if you want to first support. All you have to do is check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's visuals,
lock it in with a thumbs up.
But hey, man, let's hop into it. Let's check it out. Let's see what's about. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's get it, y'all.
Cody Ko is one of the most beloved YouTubers who has earned over 1 billion views, launched multiple successful business ventures, and is friends with some of the most popular creators on the platform. However, he has been losing tens of thousands of subscribers every day for the past 6 weeks. And that's because he has been the subject of some shocking allegations that involve having intercourse with a minor. Despite this, there still has been no response from Cody. Many are wondering why, when, and how he will respond. Cody has exactly 3 options of how to respond to this situation. The first is bad, the second is terrible, and the third is not morally right, but it is almost definitely what he will end up doing. Today we are going to discuss them all, but before we do that, it's important to understand the context of how he got here. First of all, the alleged victim in the situation is Tana Mongeau, who is also...
You remember her, right?
Yeah.
You remember her from? Sorry, y'all. I just got done drinking some water.
I just know the name.
All right.
I don't know what I remember her from.
20 versus 1, Simon, the girl.
Yeah.
The girl edition,
yeah.
Tana.
Yeah.
Still don't remember.
Yeah, I do.
You sure?
Yes.
All right.
I know sometimes I'll be seeming like, because I'm just processing everything. My throat doing it too. You don't have to look it up. I remember.
I was just trying to... All right. We reacted to it, that's why.
Also a very popular YouTuber with over 5 million subscribers, as well as the host of the 8th most popular podcast in the world, Cancelled. Tana and her co-host Brooke Schofield do a live version of the podcast all around the country, and in June of 2024, a video of the show made the rounds on the internet revealing some shocking information about Cody.
Who's the smallest dick you ever had? Oh my god, do no one look at me, Cody Ko.
Delete the video. I can say that. I was literally 17. I can say that.
Tana says she had sex with Cody when she was 17. That would mean it would have happened sometime between June 24th, 2015 and June 23rd, 2016. That would also mean that Cody Ko was 25 or 26 years old. As you can imagine, people on the internet started asking questions. Isn't this illegal? Isn't this statutory rape? At the very least, isn't it a bit creepy? But Cody Ko fans tried to defend him by saying that 17 and 25 is legal in most US states, or that Tana was just doing this for drama or content. Now Tana acknowledges that she didn't present herself as a victim in the situation, and was merely...
What?
I thought I heard something.
Oh, my bad.
just making a joke on stage. However, seeing the reactions from the internet, as well as maturing and taking time to understand her past, made her perspective change a little bit.
But there isn't a part of me, at least at 25 now. I mean, I look back and I would never do anything like that. So I'm like, what the fuck was wrong with you?
Yeah.
But I don't associate or hold it with trauma because I am such a comparative person where I'm like, so many worse things have happened to me. And that's bad. It feels like all of the other people I hooked up with when I was 18, whether they were 30 or whether they were not 30 and they were my age, because I have my feelings towards it, right? And like I'm expressing those right now. And I said that on stage very much so as just I was being jokey about it and whatever, right? And it's almost like the public's reaction to this has made me feel 10 different types of ways that I didn't feel before. Like I have seen so many comments of people like on some like, but what was she wearing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On some like, well, it's Tana Mojo. You know how I feel towards it, but now seeing all of these people like not believe me and say, well, what if she's lying or she's this and she's that and she's dramatic.
And while Tana was openly having this conversation online to her millions of fans, there wasn't an abundance of coverage about it on YouTube, which is surprising since most YouTube drama channels and news channels are extremely quick to raise awareness about a story like this, especially when it involves another YouTuber. So this whole situation almost slipped through the cracks until D'Angelo Wallace, a YouTuber with nearly 2 million subscribers, made a video called An Uncomfortable Conversation about Cody Ko. And while much of D'Angelo's video covered all the nuances of the situation, the overarching point was that 1, Cody has a responsibility to respond to the allegations, and 2, questioning why many of the channels who would typically cover this situation are choosing to stay silent.
Now, some seem to think that you're not obligated to speak up, and maybe that's what people around you are telling you as well. But from one creator to another, you absolutely have an obligation to, at the very least, call out the misogyny, the victim blaming, and all manner of cognitive dissonance that's coming from your audience in the name of defending you against allegations that you're too cowardly to address. And to be clear, this is cowardice. It's no coincidence that with the exception of the H3 podcast, I haven't seen a single channel over 1 million subscribers do so much as acknowledge that this situation exists. And I'm not talking about channels that never would have discussed something like this either. I mean the same channels that were rightfully calling out people like Dr. Disrespect for texting a minor, which are the same channels that are now completely ignoring a scenario with an even bigger creator being accused of doing something much worse.
D'Angelo
And that's the theme. In certain situations, I do see, like, if you're a channel, if that's what your channel is built around, you talking about situations and allegations and things like that. Every time a situation occurs, you have to, like, that's what you have fixated. You can't pick and choose, well, I'm not going to journalize on this or I'm not going to speak on that. That's part, you wanted to go under the journalism aspect of content creating. You need to speak on everything, not just because I might be close to this individual. I've had a personal relationship with this individual.
Right.
No, you got to speak on it. You got to call a spade a spade. Your approach might be, your approach still got to be the same.
No, like, give that same energy that you, like,
always give to everybody.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I can know you were cool, be cool with you, but still put the truth out there. Still call you out on your BS. Like
when it comes down to us, we don't speak on, like, I know people, like, we don't speak on every situation. Like, if it doesn't pertain to a reaction video from a creator that we typically do reaction videos from,
right,
we don't speak on the situation. We speak on it because it's correlated to a video that we're reacting to, or it's a current content creator we already react to.
Right,
like this situation,
like
you don't know nothing about this situation. I came across it.
But you know something? As I'm sitting here and I remember the video when she was on stage.
I sent that to you.
Did you send it to me?
Yeah, I
or
sent
was
it to you on Twitter.
Something that we had already.
X.
Okay,
no,
maybe that's why. Because I get confused, like, from things you send me, personally, and then things that may have been in, like, another video.
Yeah, no, I sent it to you. And you said you didn't know who he was. No, you said I heard the name and don't know who he is. You said it then.
Okay.
But it's been a while ago because the situation. That's when I was like, I heard, like, but just for us, just sit down here and say, hey, have you heard, like, that's not what we do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we can't, like, if it's
like just come on here and dedicate like an entire video to
No,
just like that's not a
yeah. It's just topic of conversation for certain videos.
Yeah.
And we just speak on it if we see a video. But other than that, like say for instance, like Patrick talks about everybody.
Yeah.
If a situation happened to a close friend of Patrick still would have to speak on that person. If you don't, then that's a red flag for you. Now, Patrick might not get around to it immediately because that's not something he does. But I think Patrick also tries to wait till all the facts come out before he speaks, because some people, all because they want the jump into the algorithm real fast and they only thinking about, I need to be the first. A lot of times they speak on things too prematurely and get a lot of facts wrong.
Yeah, but I definitely agree with what D'Angelo.
Yeah.
As far as like people that usually speak on these type of topics, why are you choosing not to?
Not to.
Because I guess it's why. Because I'm like, I haven't seen like a lot, or anything really at all. Because I'm like, who, what?
Only thing with me with a lot of them, don't immediately try to hop on a situation.
No.
Try to sit back, understand the situations, wait till more facts come out about the situation, then jump on the situation and talk about it, because you talk about everybody else. Just say, like, some of y'all do need to pull back. It doesn't have to be a day or two. You can give it a couple days, let the news and say, hey, this situation is this from the information I've collected,
A scenario with an even bigger creator being accused of doing something much worse.
D'Angelo's video genuinely made a ton of people aware of the situation, which caused many channels to cover the story, and now some are even reporting that Cody Ko finally responded, which I will get to, but spoiler alert, it's not really a response. There are 3 different ways that Cody can respond to the allegations, and each have different outcomes. Once you learn all of them, it's pretty clear why he is going to choose response number 3. Response option number 1. Outright deny the allegations. If Cody is innocent, then just simply put out a statement saying that all allegations are false and he did not have sex with Tana while she was 17. However, this will cause an absolute firestorm on the internet that he will not be able to escape. By making this response, he would be calling Tana Mongeau a liar, and Tana definitely has been known to lie and heavily embellish her life for content. Some people look at her as the classic boy who cried wolf, basically someone who has repeatedly lied so they can't be trusted with anything they say, even if they are telling the truth. And although she does often discuss the deepest parts of her life on her podcast, it would be uncharacteristic for her to make a false allegation of this magnitude on anyone, let alone a major YouTuber. However, if Cody denies, this will make her speak up even more to defend her side of the story, not only for herself, but for people around the world who are not believed when going through a similar situation. This will lead to the internet psychoanalyzing all of the evidence that makes him look guilty, as well as potentially unearthing new information. So,
want me to tell you another thing in this situation? Reason why I feel like, it jumped too far back. But one reason why I feel like a lot of people are not speaking on it is because she's not making herself like I was a victim or something. I think that's the reason why people are not taking the approach like, oh, we need to go ahead and, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we got to attack. Because all she said was he was the smallest penis she had sex with. And just so happened I was 17 at the time. Yeah. She didn't say he inappropriately, you know what I'm saying, talked to me. She was like, we had sex. I was 17 and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I guess without her, if she's not victimizing herself, she's then not. People not like. Well, it's not a.
People are not like.
Yeah, it's not a victim story to cover on, but even though it's still a negative situation that y'all should speak on. If I feel like if she came out and said, "Hey, he something to me when I was 17," everybody immediately hop on it.
Yeah.
So it's that approach a lot of people are taking with it, which doesn't make it right though.
True.
side of the story, not only for herself, but for people around the world who are not believed when going through a similar situation. This will lead to the internet psychoanalyzing all of the evidence that makes him look guilty, as well as potentially unearthing new information. So let's take a look at the evidence we have as of now. Firstly, we have a potential witness, YouTuber Gabby Hanna.
There was a situation with Gabby Hanna at a Playlist Live where she pulled him aside and told him like, yo, she's 17, and then we still went and hooked up.
One time, I told a guy, I saw him making out with a girl at a party who was underage, and I pulled him aside and I was like, hey man, you probably don't know, I know she like looks a little older, she's underage, watch it. And he's like, oh my God, thank you for telling me. And then he
So we have to combine the information from those two clips to tell the story. It seems like they are saying that Cody, Tana, and Gabby were in Orlando, Florida attending Playlist Live. Playlist Live is an annual convention, just like VidCon, highlighting the YouTube industry where popular creators attend to meet their fans. Cody Ko was there, as can be seen in the recap video. Tana was there, as can be seen in this fan's YouTube video. Gabby Hanna also made a video about her being there. Now there was some sort of after party where they were seen making out. Gabby let Cody know that Tana was 17, and then both Gabby and Tana say that Cody and Tana had sex that night, which would mean that he knew she was underage before they did the act. Because they were in Orlando, where the age of consent is 18, Cody, who was 25, engaging in sexual activity with Tana, a minor, can result in criminal charges.
And I was finna look that up, and I was like, I don't want to look that up, but... Well, like, what's the age of consent when it comes down to 18? I mean, because Florida.
Because you may be wherever you're from, and the age may be one thing, but the fact that you
were in the state,
where the acts took place,
that's what matters is where does the acts take place, and if the acts takes place, say
what
for
is
instance,
the age of consent?
Because I think like what is Georgia 17? I think I'm not 100% sure. I think it's Georgia 17. Then, say for instance, 17. Well, let me just say that.
But anyway,
I was gonna go, but I don't even try to go to. But if it happened in, say for instance, Georgia, then it's age of consent. If she consented to it, he did nothing wrong.
But if these two stories are linked, and this is the same person, and this is, and you knew, then come on, buddy.
Then it is statutory.
Yeah.
5. Engaging in sexual activity with Tana, a minor, can result in criminal charges even if consensual. The law states that anyone under 16 years old can't legally agree to any sexual activity no matter how old the other person is. Also, if someone is 16 or 17 years old, they can't legally agree to sexual activity with a person who is 24 years old or older. Keemstar, owner of the Drama Alert YouTube channel, also corroborated Gabby's story in a tweet where he described the exact same story that Gabby told, and even, quote, spoke with Tana to confirm the story. She confirmed it. But at the time, Tana was upset with Gabby for sharing her story. Business Insider was also made aware of this years ago. Keemstar did not report this information at the time because there was no official on-the-record statement of someone making the allegation. We also have a collaboration video that places them together on May 13th, 2016, 2 weeks after Playlist Live, called The Shittiest Video Ever featuring Cody Ko.
She knows a whole bunch of slang and cool words because she's, a teen, whatever. So I'm here basically just to learn some teen slang, right? So do you want to...
And then you keep calling her a teen.
Teen slang. Yeah.
And I don't want to get the proposition of I do this video. If you know how people move, especially when they're a higher profile person. Hey, favor for a favor. You know.
Yeah, I'd love to. No, seriously, I'm just like your biggest fan.
People in the comments highlight that he is checking her out while being fully aware that she is a teen. The video was uploaded 1 month before Tana's 18th birthday. It's also important to consider that Tana had been a huge fan of Cody since she was 15 and 16, as she posted multiple tweets specifically saying how much she loves him and his content. She also just recently went on her podcast and revealed that she has private DMs from him that date all the way back to April of 2015.
What if I just went to my Twitter DMs with him to see if they still exist from when I was literally a baby child? Let's see. How old was I on April 28th, 2015? What is it? Oh. All at 17. Ooh. Brother. And I was just such a fan. That's like the sad part.
Not only was there a power dynamic of Cody being 8 years her senior, but she also looked up to him as a fan. Celebrities and influencers have an extremely unnatural relationship with their fans, because the fans like their art, content, or persona. They create unrealistic expectations, making assumptions about the celebrity's life, morals, and opinions. It's like falling in love with someone who doesn't even know you. Plus, Tana went from being a typical fan to becoming his peer in less than 12 months, as she started her YouTube channel in mid-2015 and skyrocketed to 1 million subscribers through her chaotic storytime videos. This is also not the first time that Tana discussed the situation. In a podcast from 3 years ago, August 3rd, 2021, she said this.
This YouTuber, I don't know if I was 17 or 18. I was like on the brink, but I was at a Playlist Live and they were like trying to hook up with me. Yeah. And obviously it was like an older guy and whatever. But I mean, and a couple weeks ago, I got a call from that, should I say it?
Are they doing an article?
That Gabby Hanna was trying to sell to them that this YouTuber like hooked up with me when I was like underage.
So it turns out that Gabby Hanna was actually trying to sell Tana's traumatic story to some publication for her own profit, and she called Tana to try and get an official statement. To the people that know who Gabby Hanna is, this is not surprising. If you watch my video about her 2 years ago, you would know that Gabby has exhibited behavior of a pathological liar, manipulator, narcissist, all while potentially being manic. Because of this, there are already people saying that Gabby is not a credible source, going back to the boy who cried wolf logic. Even Keemstar backing up Gabby and Tana is not convincing people who defend Cody, because he doesn't exactly have the best reputation either. But when you consider the nature of how all of this information came out, it's just extremely unlikely Tana would be rounding up 3 people to lie on her behalf.
That's crazy. You got 3 people with the story that could say, hey, this story is technically true.
Yeah.
All y'all are known as pathological liars and hypocrites and all this. It's 3 people with the same info story, and
it seems like everything is like, unless y'all just have this like dialogue somewhere, and y'all just like, hey, but that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it sucks because it's like with that history as far as like being this liar, 9 times out of 10 you may be telling the truth. You know, like the story is true. This actually happened, but it's like people are like, let's kind of take it with a grain of salt until we can like really fully get some more details or no. But it's like, who are you getting the details from when these are the 3 people that know the information? Facts. And we're calling them liars, or they're known liars.
Facts.
But yeah.
Man.
No, it's just extremely unlikely Tana would be rounding up 3 people to lie on her behalf, especially because they aren't even raising torches and causing uproar to take down Cody. You know the saying, show me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are? Well, people have been very suspicious for many years about Cody's friendship with Colby Leachman. Colby has been featured in Cody's vlogs over the years. He was in Cody's wedding party and have been seen hanging out recently. They were fraternity brothers at Duke University, and on March 6, 2011, Colby was accused of drugging and R-wording a girl, then filming it and showing some of his fraternity brothers. One of the men accused was the son of a Duke professor and stepson of former Duke provost Peter Lang. But the judge found that there was no undue influence by the parents on the process conducted by Duke. The victim told police she did not remember sexual contact with anyone on the date in question and had not consented to any contact. While the police pursued an investigation, she told the associate dean she did not want to be involved or talk about what happened. She took a leave of absence the next semester, but then changed her mind a couple years later and pursued the matter again. Duke's official Office of Student Conduct initiated disciplinary proceedings against the men and hired a clinical psychologist to investigate. A disciplinary panel unanimously found that there was not a preponderance of evidence that the men had violated Duke's sexual misconduct policies. Colby Leachman then admitted to filming the encounter but remained firm in his stance that the sex was consensual. He was placed on probation. While some people look at this as an example of an objective investigation where the result came out as not guilty, others will look at it as a victim who was assaulted, scared to amplify her trauma, then was investigated by a biased court of the son of a Duke professor. One Redditor responded to the situation and said, if Cody truly changed and felt guilty for the statutory with Tana, then I don't think he would be giving such a platform to Colby. Hell, he shouldn't even be friends with Colby, but here he is inviting him to his wedding. I don't think he changed, and I think he's still the same frat bro who is complicit with all of this. Whereas others will say that Cody cannot be found guilty of his friend's actions. On a December 2021 podcast episode, Tana spoke about Cody once again.
And so I started kind of hooking up with other people. Shout out JC Kalen, shout out Cody Co.
Over the years, Tana's story has remained pretty consistent, yet it seemed like she held back because she did not want to ruin Cody's career. She even said that when the situation came to light years ago, Cody texted her.
There was a while ago where I think I said something about it online and it was starting to surface, and he texted me like, "Are we good?" and was like, I said yeah.
It's tough to know with such little information what Cody's intentions were. A text that reads, "Are we good?" could be interpreted a bunch of different ways. What we know for sure is that it was not an apology nor a direct admission of wrongdoing. Which brings me to Cody's second way that he can respond to this situation. Response option number 2. Admit it. Now, there is news circulating that Cody addressed the situation and that it could be interpreted as some sort of admission of guilt, but I'll let you be the judge of that. There was a statement made on the TMG Studios website, which is his podcast network that he created alongside his partner, Noel Miller. We want to start by thanking all of you for your patience while we are working to figure out the best path forward for the studio. We know it's been a very strenuous few weeks for everyone, and we really appreciate your willingness to bear with us. As we enter into the next phase of the studio, we wanted to let you know that Cody will not be involved in the day-to-day operations at TMG Studios. What has transpired over the past few weeks is a personal issue for him, and Cody wants to remove any effect this is having on your professional and personal lives and the work you and our other hosts have done to make TMG Studios so successful. Noel will continue to lead the team. His top priority remains the life and growth of the studio and its talent. Our audience sees your hard work every week, and we want that to continue. They deserve it, and so do you. We have built something truly special, and he's committed to keeping that alive and well. This statement allows us to understand that Cody Co does know the internet is discussing his involvement with an underage Tana Mongeau, and that it is considered a personal issue for him. But that's about it. So what really was the purpose of this statement? TMG Studios is a podcast network that hosts multiple shows such as Brooke and Connor Make a Podcast, The Zach and Walid Show, as well as Cody's personal podcasts. So while they were addressing the fans, they were also letting their employees and business partners know that Cody's actions don't reflect the business. And the people who are a part of TMG Studios should not be held accountable for Cody's alleged actions. But Cody stepping away from day-to-day operations just means that he will not be working and still getting paid. After all, he still is the owner. It's likely that the podcasts he stars in, such as Insanely Chill and TMG, will probably remain dormant before they try to find a different host. So back to the response. What would transpire
or allow it to pass over and bring them back? So that's what a lot of people try to do, is allow things to pass by and like wait till the publicity die down, and then we ease you back. He's not gonna come back full. It's like, oh, look at it, it's Cody Code. He might be on there like 2 seconds just to see how
people respond and take to him being
and then we'll bring you back another time and see if the news or the response good. And then eventually he's back full time.
Before they try to find a different host. So back to the response. What would transpire if Cody just simply said that he did in fact have sex with Tana when he was 25 and she was 17? Firstly, he would be admitting to committing a crime. The statute of limitations in a statutory rape case is within 8 years of the victim's 18th birthday, which would mean that Tana would have had to file a civil lawsuit before June of 2024. But it seemed like Tana wasn't even interested in pursuing a civil suit. So yeah, he might not face any legal ramifications, but that doesn't mean that there won't be real-life consequences. Admitting to having sex with Tana will still result in the entire internet calling him a predator, pedophile, creep, etc. He would lose.
And that's the reason why he would not admit to it. And it ain't about the statute of limitations. It's about the brand deals.
Yeah.
It's about the money that it would cost him tremendously.
Your brand, your image.
Yeah, honestly, everything would go like if he don't have money invested, he goes broke.
And then it's not. And then you have to think of it's not just me. You have other people that's, you know, on payroll, other people that's underneath, you know what I'm saying?
But I'll say this, in that regards, a lot of these people who got podcasts under these companies, the reason why they got a podcast under the company, because financially they can't afford to run a podcast themselves.
Right.
So they ain't too quick to want to run off and leave. But the company, if you got an ownership, a lot of them still gonna stay around because they need a check.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with a lot of people. I always say, if you got like, it really makes no sense to, if you want to do a podcast or something, to fall up under somebody else's brand.
Yeah.
Now, if you want somebody to manage you, they can go out. That's different. And they get a cut off out the brand deals they get you.
Yeah.
But they should not be financially sponsoring the podcast for you. Now you don't own your body of work.
Yeah.
They own it. So you can't do anything with it. What's up?
Result in the entire internet calling him a predator, pedophile, creep, etc. He would then likely lose all of his sponsors from his personal YouTube channel and his TMG network. All of the podcasts owned by TMG would probably start trying to find a different network since they don't have sponsorship revenue anymore. YouTube might even suspend monetization from his channel like they did with Dr. Disrespect. Maybe Patreon would suspend their account, and he would most likely lose bookings as a traveling DJ. And if he admits to it, then he would also be perceived as guilty of doing the exact same thing with another 17-year-old he allegedly dated. Cody posted a Vine on July 27th, 2015 of him kissing his then girlfriend named Evie.
Oh, it didn't work.
Kinda.
Fuck. Damn it!
This is a photo of them in April of 2015 at a music festival. We also know this is her Instagram because Cody still follows her to this day. This is a photo of Evie and a girl named Riley, who was featured in Cody's vlogs back in 2016. She was also a minor at the time. The caption reads, "Happy 19th to this sweet girl." So if May 23rd, 2016 was her 19th birthday, that would mean on April 13th, 2015, when this photo of her on Cody's shoulders was posted, she would have been 17, and Cody was 24 at the time. The only two outcomes after admitting to hooking up with two minors would be to disappear off the internet forever, or just keep uploading YouTube videos and doing podcasts while potentially making a small fraction of the money he was before, hoping that one day people will slowly forget and he could acquire new sponsors, invest in new businesses, and just hope things return back to normal. I mean, James Charles still consistently posts and has millions of viewers despite admitting to and apologizing for grooming and soliciting sexual photos from a minor. Believe it or not, there will be a ton of people who still support Cody if he does admit what he did was true. There will be people with the mindset of, oh, she was just about to turn 18. It's fine. Or 17 is legal in 35 states and multiple other countries, which raises the argument of what is right versus what is legal. Because there will always be people that look at the technical age of consent almost as a target to hit, and whatever that number is based on the law of where they live becomes their moral threshold. There will also be people that say, that was 8 years ago. He's now a husband, a father, and a changed man. Additionally, people will just simply not care because the victim was Tana Mongeau, who has notoriously been one of the most hated creators on the platform, whereas Cody is one of the most beloved creators on YouTube. Just because you don't like someone doesn't mean that they can't be a victim. And just because you think someone is this great person doesn't mean that they can't be a perpetrator. This mentality is unfortunately all too common in the real world. There are countless stories of the football player or handsome popular boy or young man with so much potential who commits a crime and the victim is not believed because why would he ruin his life? Favoritism very much exists. There are a lot of people who just don't want to believe it's true. Cody has acquired tons of love and support from his fans and fellow content creators over the past decade on YouTube, mostly because his content is silly and lighthearted while his physical appearance looks like someone who would never hurt a fly. So while considering all of the nuances of this situation, it seems like response number 3 is the likely option Cody will take. Response option number 3. Don't respond. I have to resort to the top comment of my How Not to Respond to Allegations video. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly why lawyers tell their clients to shut the fuck up even if they're innocent. If Cody denies, the situation will blow up bigger than ever. More evidence will be released and he will likely lose all of his revenue anyways. If he admits it, he will be stamped as a pedophile forever, while likely losing all of his revenue. If he says nothing, there still is a threat of deniability. But if he does choose to not respond and stay silent, there are two outcomes from there. Do you not respond and keep posting, or do you not respond and disappear off the internet? If he says nothing but continues to post, he will have to work overtime to censor his comment sections on all social medias to stop the influx of criticism. His wife will also be berated with the comments and criticism, which is already happening right now as we speak. But the people who defend him will stick around and lean on the fact that his silence means he did not do anything wrong, while his opposers will say that his silence means he is guilty. Now, I could talk about the Fifth Amendment and how he has a constitutional right to remain silent, but by answering some questions and refusing to answer others and not expressly invoking your right to remain silent, and your refusal to answer incriminating questions does not receive constitutional protection. However, at the end of the day, we're not talking about the court of law. We're talking about the court of public opinion. But if he stays silent, never responds, and decides to step away from social media entirely, it will basically prove to everyone, even his own fans, that he was guilty. So which response will he choose?
The latter.
I would say that's a good question, but yeah.
He 9 times out of 10 he's gonna choose the latter, and he's gonna roll with that. No matter what he says, if he address it, it's downhill from there.
Yeah.
Could he simply decide, hey, let me not speak on it, let me not address it, and let me just back away from YouTube and everything and off the internet? He could. Probably would be the best, smartest way to do it, but how does that work out for you financially?
But like you said, doing that, it was for a lot of people, it was still scream that you are guilty and that you're trying to run away from something.
Only thing with that is it only screams that out to the few that looks for you when it comes down to the internet. The internet and real world is two different places. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People like you, before this, if this situation ever, you wouldn't even know who he was. Before this video, you wouldn't even, or if I didn't see you that video, you wouldn't even know about the situation. It'd just be if you had came across him and they were like, you just came across him and passing and be like, hey, my name is Cody Cole's popular on YouTube. Oh, okay. Hey, nice to meet you. You would keep it moving.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I'm like, I think people hold the internet, YouTube, social media at such a high level, but the world is so much way bigger. Mm-hmm. Literally, I could tune out, not post anything in the world, and escape this and go into regular life and never be, you know what I'm saying? But on a financial side, because he's been doing it for so long at such a high level, financially, if he does decide to even do that, in his word, he goes broke. Even though he might not be penniless, moneyless, but in his word, he goes broke. He can't live the same lifestyle he's used to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but not necessarily per se, because you still have this company that you can
but honestly, brands will pull away too, though. Brands just haven't got.
The information is if this is already out there, right? You may not have every single person touching on it, but now you have more people than just one or two people now. A few more people. Are these sponsors pulling out?
It ain't hitting the news like that for real, because a lot of people ain't covering it. The people that most of those sponsors will see are not reporting on it.
And that's my point. So with that and them not pulling, because you have some that soon stuff hit the fan, baby, they quit with it. But since that's not the case right now for him, I don't see it necessarily. You can step away, still be at home running stuff, not being in the camera in the front, being the face, because you have your wife that helps you on the back end.
But at the end of the day, you still lose some financially.
No, I get what you're saying, but I'm saying.
But I agree with you. I also agree with you though.
Yeah.
I also agree that you could step away, just be behind the scenes with the company and the business and make financial not financial decisions, but board decisions.
Yeah. But I guess in a situation like this, because I just hate to hear about situations like this, you know, regardless if it was, you know, flat out.
Who right or who wrong?
No. Flat out the R word. Or if it was
just
statutory.
Yeah.
No, because I'm saying both of them.
Oh, okay.
Regardless of the fact, it just sucks.
Wrong is wrong. Oh, no.
It sucks because the individuals that are involved, with it being Tanner, for instance, and she already having this like bad, you know, reputation on the internet, or like being labeled as a pathological liar, or people not liking her for this, that, and the third, or whatever the case may be. So it's the fact that since it's her, like, it don't seem like people are such in an uproar about it, or the fact that she's not making it, you know, such a, you know, deal.
I think kind of the reason why she probably is not trying to make it such a big deal because she don't want to feel as though she's ruining his life.
And she said that out of her own mouth. So it is that kind of thing. And then the fact that he texted her was, "Are we good?" And she's like, "Yeah," because she's like, I mean, I don't know. Like, yeah, I guess. Like, I mean, yeah. So I don't know. Maybe it'll just be this, or maybe nothing will, you know, come from it, and it won't even affect him if she stops talking about it and then he move on and people don't make it a big deal. But I don't know where they go from here. But yeah.
True.
But
Hey, man. Y'all spam us up in the comments, man. Let us know y'all thoughts about it for us in the comment section down below. But until next time, y'all know how it go, man. I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are
Kinnessy.
We are. See. Hold on. We gotta redo that. Why you stumble?
I didn't stumble.
You did stumble.
Okay, come on.
No, you did. I'm saying, something on your mind you trying to get? Because sometimes you be like, something was on my mind.
I didn't think I stumbled. Maybe I did. Maybe I hesitated a little bit.
You did.
I'm just high. I feel like I'm about to pass out.
I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are. We are.
Go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my folks. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me